Hello, thank you for watching. I have a friend with me, Patty. She is a shiatsu therapist, a wonderful shiatsu therapist, by the way. And she is going to share a little bit about how doing human design with me and also some biofeed tuning has made a difference for her in her business and how she operates her business. So, thank you, Patty, for being willing to share.
Thank you for having me. I always enjoy the invitations when they show up. The number one lesson from my human design was to wait for invitations. And that's hard, that's hard when you want to kick down the door and go, here I am, I can do this and I can do that for you. But it has led to more meaningful connections than just trying to force myself through to people, not on people, but through to people.
Let me explain a little bit. So what Patty is referring to, there's an aspect of human design called your type, and
Mm.
Patty is what we call a projector. And projectors need to wait for invitations before doing things. So like she said, not just go knock down the door. She needs to be asked. And so understanding that has made a huge difference for her.
Mhm. Mhm. Even if I'm speaking with my adult children, and I always ask them, so did you want my opinion or am I just listening today? Right? Which is big. And when we reach a level of maturity, we have all this wisdom bubbling up in us and we want to share it, right? So trying to keep it to the point where uh, the wisdom is better received when it's in the mood to be received. So, and as far as projecting is concerned, I spent a lot of time in an industry uh, where there was a lot of people who were really insecure about um, their position in the company, the skills, and it was the nature of the beast. When you're commercial cooking, you're only as good as your last meal. So competition between employees, competition for contracts, and who's going to be promoted and when is that going to happen, all that other political stuff um, did not suit my projector type of personality, human design, um, because I attracted a lot of that insecurity. And I attracted a lot of people who saw me as a threat. And the manager side of me, which is another interesting aspect of my human design, can't help but look at scenarios, situations, and organizations and see the virtues and see the flaws and want to change them. My mind just percolates with better avenues to go and cost effectiveness and uh, personalities that lend themselves to certain stations and times in their lives when they're struggling or what they would be best at. And I found it really hard, and I often ended up having clashes of personality. So self-employment was a way for me. It was truly a way for me to free myself up from that. And my human design of wanting to fit in and connect with people was often very injured by um, my projector type personality. And when you and I first met, I was evolving quite significantly. I had left that field. I was learning my wisdom as a shiatsu practitioner. I was learning my wisdom as a yoga teacher. And I was learning my wisdom as a therapist. And there was always this constant theme since I was about 5 years old of attracting people with addictions and all of the messiness that goes with it. And so that was my, I wonder if Sandra can help me with this, you know. And I began to learn very significant uh, character properties that I had that attracted people with instability to my stability, my ability to manage, because it takes a village to keep an addict afloat. And let me tell you, I've got that all figured out. So I'm happy to say to this day that people with addictions, people with those type of personality and life struggles have not been eliminated from my life, but they're further away and they're better managed because I now know what it is that brings them in, and I can manage that as opposed to managing them.
So part of what I'm hearing you say is that understanding about your human design has been incorporated into your daily awareness,
Mm.
interact with people. And so
Mm.
you're more able to, whatever the situation is, personal, business, family, you're better able to manage those interactions, knowing that you have this tendency to attract people who can make your relationships really difficult.
Yes.
And so having that awareness all the time about your human design makes a difference in the quality of your life and your business.
Yes, most definitely. I I have found I've recently been blessed with a contract with the Lower Milton Indian Band, and in this time where they are um, having reconciliation, they need people to listen. And as a therapist, that's what I do. I listen and I understand, and I can project that back to them. And that has been part of the jewel of being a projector is I've been able to take the information that they give me and present it back to them in a way that they feel more comfortable. I get quite often, not just from the people I work at the band, but people at a bus stop. You're easy to talk to. I feel like I've known you a lot longer than I have. I haven't told anybody else this but you. And those types of conversations are the jewel of the projector. It is the good side of having people wanting to show themselves to you, and being open to that. They see it and they go, okay. Well, if you're going to tell me a little tidbit about you, I'm going to tell you a little tidbit about me, and it's been a wonderful journey. The serendipity also that I've had lately is I've been taking this course on truth in communications, and it's first of all it's very introspective. You know, what is your truth? Who do you tell your truth to? Who do you feel most comfortable telling the most truth to, and why? And why do you avoid telling your truth to other people? And then the next phase of it is, what do you say that's untrue? Like, even in casual conversations, how are you? I'm fine, when actually you're on fire. So, how to gracefully, and then, you automatically say, well, and how are you? Are you genuine in wanting to know how they are? Or are you just doing polite conversation? And then they also have um, untruths that are, gossip. Are you participating in gossip? Are you omitting the truths? And so it's been interesting to see that and to make note of it during the day. And then the final step that I'm on in this chapter is, how does your ability to speak your truth affect the relationships that you can and you can't? So if I am telling you only half of what I need you to know, how am I, because I don't trust you, or that I don't think you would understand, or that I don't think you would empathize, how does that affect my relationship with you? And is that fair in our relationship to hold back like that? So it's been um, a, an interesting conversation to have with the members of the Lower Similkameen Indian Band, because it's difficult for them to let go of some of these truths because no one's
Mm,
believed them before. And
yeah,
that's why most people who experience trauma keep it to themselves or don't express it fully, is because they don't want to be misunderstood, they don't want to be judged, and they desperately want to be believed.
so you provide a safe space within which they can share that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And then elementally speaking, with the shiatsu, I'm listening for what element it within them is suffering the most. Their ability to empathy with other people. Well, maybe I need to go in and nurture their earth, or are they being very judgmental? And I don't know, projecting judgment onto someone. Well, maybe I need to go in and soften up their metal, and maybe they feel stuck and they want to grow and change, but they can't. So then I'll go in and I'll work with their wood. So it's the projector helps me get to the root of the problem based in Chinese medicine, and the results are phenomenal. That the people who are open to experiencing it to the fullest, and it takes courage to do it. They always voice their appreciation and stories of revelation, of
yeah.
figuring things out. Yeah.
So, for anybody who is in the area and is interested in shiatsu, Patti is amazing. She
Thank
has
you.
mastery over this 5 element stuff with the shiatsu beyond anyone I've known. So,
Oh, thank
Patti,
you.
share with people how they can connect with you if they're interested in doing so.
Oh, that's fabulous. Thank you so much for the invite to invite people. I am living in Summerland and I practice out of my home. I obviously do remote services as well. So you can contact me via my cell phone at 250-328-3414. You can find me on Facebook, Tsubo Shiatsu Therapy, and I'll take messages from there. And don't be shy if you call and I don't answer, because it's hard to answer when your hands are on people. Leave me a message, leave me your phone number, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And I'm always interested, and I will always make time.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, Patti.
Thank you so much.
I'm going to sign off now. Bye.